Today I'm going to be looking at a brand new character from the Chaotix 30th anniversary, which is called Megani. I think that's how you say her name. And also she's known as the Enigma, the ghost of the Black Sands. And also she's the species the jackal and everything. So what I'm gonna do for you guys, we're gonna look at her background wise and who she is and all that. What she does and everything. You know, I'm looking again. Going to be looking at background character to it. Going through the Megani's character appears, and in the comic series. She's a young ophthalmic jackal who worked as a Professor Valdus assistant at the Smithsonian Museum, where she appears to be a nervous and incompetent civilian. She's in fact the elder of the exclusive master thief, the Enigma. Megani's, I think it's a Megani linked to a job at the Sonic Museum. Desperately contact and hire the Chaotix detecting agency to prevent an impending hit by the Enigma. Nobody aware that Megani was the Enigma herself. She expected Team Chaotix to be incompetent and served as passages. It would take the fall she made off with the crystal altars. However, she underestimated them with them ending up throwing her boss, Professor Valdus, plans along with her own. On the anniversary of the case and her first ever defeat, the Enigma secretly returned to the museum to observe the detectives and removes these, promising to see the detective again soon. So we're going to look into her personality. Megani is a masterful, occultist, a factor of a nervous, very desperate and incompetent assistant to the council. The true identity of the master thief, the Enigma, she puts on the calculated performance of anxiety and desperation and designed to manipulate others and lower their guard. This deception allows her to orchestrate and involve her scheme. She even hiring the Chaotix as intended practice, showcasing her strategic cunning. When her plan is foiled, she reveals her core traits as a proud, appreciated for worthy opponent, transforming from a presumed victim into a vulnerable and a respective adversity. So we're going to look into her powers and abilities. The Enigma is a master of disguise, manipulation, deception, and strategy. She specializes, chose the Chaotix for the challenge, knowing her flawless past history have become dull and boring. In combat, the Enigma is a vulnerable fighter, agile enough to match his build and ninja skills. Her main weapons are a pair of cutted knives, which she can threat his build shurikens, and she also carries a conjurer similar to his build, which can slice a small log in half. So the relation is Team Chaotix. Megani has a deep respect for rivals like Chaotix. She contact with Team Chaotix for their services with her boss, Professor Valdus, deliberately hired them to catch the Enigma, who she expected to be incompetent and fumbling investigators as part of the plan to use a distraction. She intended to steal the crystal altars of the and frame the detective for the crime. However, it is revealed that Vector exposed her as the Enigma, much to her surprise. Megani found it impressive since he was the first to outsmart and everything. Again, Vector exposed her as an Enigma there and everything. So yeah, so that's the relations and everything. And more about her character background, the Enigma and everything. But yeah, she's a really interesting character. And everything. I like her. She's becoming my favorite character because I like her personality. I like her character herself. She's really again, she's a really interesting character. This brand new character from the Chaotix 30th anniversary and everything. So yeah, she's a really interesting one. This character in the IDW Sonic comics and everything. I don't know if she's gonna play a role in the future comics and everything. Probably might be leading up to the road to issue 100 and everything. But yeah, she's an interesting character. But yeah, I've been asking you guys, what do you think of the Enigma, the character here and everything. Some guys, I read one in the comments saying it'll be fantastic. She meets Rogan, Luna and everything, because they're thieves as well. That steals like the Chaos Emerald. She steals the herself and everything, the Enigma and everything. But yeah, I like her style, and everything here. But still, there's still a lot of mystery about her, of this character. She's really interesting in everything. She called her Megani, but then she reminds me like Batman when she changes at night, or something similar like that to the Enigma. But she's a really interesting character. I don't think she's the villain that after all those Chaos Emeralds. Going back into, I think it's going back to issue 80. Going there. I don't think she's gonna be it. I don't think she's the villain of it all. I don't think she's gonna be the villain to it. We're still guessing who the mysterious villain is. Who steal the Mortis and everything. What the Chaos Emeralds are and everything. But yeah. She's a really interesting character. I like her. He's given a challenge to the Team Chaotix because it's their rivals now, and they've got a rivalry going on. This is the Enigma's new rival, the Team Chaotix and everything. It's gonna. I like this because it's gonna keep Chaotix busy. I think probably for a while and everything. And it's got a really interesting character because Vector knows who's behind, who she is, and that he knows she's the Enigma and everything. I believe so and everything. Again, I could, I might be wrong and everything, but yeah, she's gonna be really interesting character. I do hope we see him more in the future of the comic wise of the going into the. Probably maybe in a new story arc, or going into going in the main life storylines of the comic series. But you don't know. Probably leading up to issue 100. But yeah, I don't know if she's gonna play a role in in the future comics, like the mainline comics that are going up to the roll up to issue 100. But yeah. Yeah, but it's got to be really interesting if she interacts with the other Sonic characters like like Rogue or Luna, something like that, because they steal things as well. They're thieves themselves. That'll be fantastic. If they meet the three meet each other like that and everything. But yeah, it's got to be really interesting. Again, character. I love this. I love the Enigma at the moment. There's so much. I think there's so much more info of this character. Maybe when we probably in the future comics when we get more info about her as well. So again, she's a jackal and everything. And then she's an Enigma, the ghost of the Black Sands. And again, a jackal. Similar to Infinity from the Sonic Force and everything, but. Yeah, she's going to be a really interesting character. I can't wait how she's going to develop a character in this in the mainline comics. I'm just hoping we see more of her going into the mainline comics because it's going to be really interesting. I don't think she's going to be she's not going to be the villain of its side. That's with the Chaos Emerald. I don't think it's going to be if somebody. we're gonna keep guessing and guessing, you know, till we get up to issue 100. We should find out when we get to issue 100. Hopefully, we should know by then who the villain is, and what his motives, and why they collected all those chaos emeralds, and what's the motives again with that villain. And everything. But yeah, I love this character, the Enigma. She just looks so cool and everything. I like her character again, the style, the looks as well, and you know, you can see there that she looks like, again, you know, the background character to herself and everything. But yeah, Vector knows Vector knows that you know, she's the Enigma and everything. I think it is, yeah, and everything. But yeah, so yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What you guys think of this character, this new character Enigma. I think she's so cool so far. But yeah, I can't wait again. How this, I can't wait how her role's gonna be in the future comics. We just hope we'll see her in the future and everything again. That she could come into in the future line of the mainline comic series and everything. But yeah, love to hear your thoughts, guys. What you think of her and everything. She's got to be. I think she's got to be fantastic in this. In the idea of some of the comics. I love having new characters because it's so exciting what they're gonna of their characters, of how they're gonna develop their own characters and everything, and themselves and everything. But yeah, so yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What you think of what you think of her and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I'd be really interested in. So yeah, so that's a background on the information, a bit more about this Megani and the Enigma herself and everything. So that's the details of her from the Chaotix 30th anniversary and everything. But just like to say thank you for watching. Check out my other videos for your heart's content, like I do the Double Sonic comic news. I review them as well, and also other Sonic related media as well and everything. So yeah, just like to say thank you very much for watching, and thank you.